Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live section. Happy Sunday everyone. Good evening and how you guys doing? So guys, we have a lot to talk about. Yes, I want this one to be, an interactive section, guys. I want us to converse. So if you have anything to say, guys, share your thoughts under the comment section. Let me know what you're saying. So guys, we're going to talk about Mazen and the Kano, and guys, let's not forget that there are actually some of Kano's lawyers, his then lawyers that are complicit. In fact, will I say that they contributed to Kanu's endless detention even up till today? Yes, they contributed to Kanu's endless detention today. And those lawyers, in fact, those people are his lawyers. Yes, Mike and Ejiofor. But today we'll be talking about Mike, who will I say he deliberately detained Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, because these people, they must hold them accountable for what they did to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I believe these people know the law, but why is it that they fail to do what they are supposed to do? Why? Now we'll just go straight to the point. Actually today we'll be having, we'll have some people that will come up and talk about, what they feel about all this whole thing. So guys, you know, on October 13th, like I said, Mike San, the then lawyer of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, must bear responsibility for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's continued detention. Guys, he must answer the question, for keeping Kanu there. He's one of the persons that contributed to Kanu's endless detention. So on October 13th, 2022, Nigeria's Court of Appeal discharged Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Guys, today, Attorney General will say that discharge is not acquitted. What is discharge? It's actually clear that these people don't know what they are doing in this country. Which one is discharge is not acquitted? What is the difference? Once someone is discharged, it means freedom immediately. Discharge means freedom immediately. So now, why is Kanu still in DSS custody? That was where the lawyers failed. The then lawyers of Martin Nnamdi Kanu, that's where they failed. They were supposed to file for DSS to comply to that ruling. Guys, when they discharged Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, when they discharged him, what did the lawyer do? The lawyers went ahead to start announcing to the public why DSS ignored the ruling of the appeal court and still kept him there. It was the duty, in fact, it was the duty of the lawyer, to file some things for DSS to comply. But guys, they discharged Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and what these lawyers did, the then lawyers, that's Ejiofor, I mean the lawyers handling Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's case file as at then, what they did was they went to the public, and start announcing Kanu's freedom, while DSS, in reality, DSS still kept him there. So now let's just dive deep into what we have for today. Guys, stay with me. I have a lot. If you have anything to say, kindly drop it under the comment section. Let's talk about it. So now, if a court says you're free, that means you're free, you can go home. That's the rule of law everywhere. That's the rule, even outside Nigeria. On October 13th, 2022, an appellate court said Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is discharged. Yet he didn't walk out, guys. 2 years later, they are still debating. Even 5 years later, they are still debating on that. Why? Tonight, guys, we're going to, see who to blame. And, we're going to blame his lawyers for all these things. We're going to hold him accountable for all this. Now, on October 13th, like I said, the Court of Appeal in Abuja discharged Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and ordered his release. The court said the government had unlawfully rendered him and that the prosecution could not proceed on that foundation in any functional system. That ends the detention that same day. So when the appeal court said that, when they discharged Kanu, they said the way he was brought to Nigeria was, unlawful. That ruling should have ended that case immediately that same day. Discharge means case as framed before that court was over. No half measures, no wait small. The jail door opens means the person can walk freely as a normal human being. Guys, on December 15th, 2023, the Supreme Court later set aside that discharge and remitted the case for trial while condemning the redemption. That's a later development. It doesn't rewrite what shouldn't have happened between October 13th, 2022 and that Supreme Court decision. Now, like I said, there was actually space for the lawyers that were holding Kanu's that was handling Kanu's case file. There was space for them to file, for DSS to actually comply. But then they didn't. Will I say they did this deliberately? You see how these lawyers, Mike failed Kanu. That is the reason why Kanu is still in detention, even up to today. Even up to today, guys. So now, before let's talk about the how British alone. I will still come back to this lawyer, guys. I have a lot to say. Even the fact that there are some things this lawyer did that was why they sacked him. Hope you guys know that this lawyer, Nnamdi Kanu, sacked him, and Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Kanu sacked him to see that truly, these lawyers failed him. They betrayed him. They betrayed him, and they're the reason why Kanu is still in detention. Now, take a look at what this man said about the complicity. In fact, British complicity, because Kanu is a British citizen, and till now, they are not even doing anything to investigate why he's being held in Nigeria. Yes, they're not doing anything to investigate why Nigerian government is holding this man illegally. Guys, take a look.
STV News correspondent Basil Okafor compiled this report.
The president of American Veterans of Igbo Descent, Sylvester Onya, has blamed the British government for the ordeal the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, is currently going through in the hands of the federal government. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja, Onya noted that British government, by its action and inaction, is not doing enough for the release of its citizen, who is currently in DSS custody. He demanded that the UK government publicly accept responsibility for its complicity in the illegal rendition of Nnamdi Kanu.
Britain has abandoned its own citizens to torture, and history will remember. 4 years of silence, 4 years of complicity. For over 4 years, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been detained after being abducted in Kenya on 27th June 2021. This was not an arrest. It was a kidnapping, violating Kenya sovereignty under Article 2, subsection 4 of the UN Charter.
Onya also asked the British government to initiate a parliamentary inquiry into the roles played by its high commissions in Nairobi and Abuja in the rendition of Kanu to Nigeria. The president of AVID further said that if Kanu dies in DSS detention, that Britain will not be an observer, but will be an accomplice.
We demand Britain, number one, to publicly condemn the rendition by El Masari versus Macedonia 2012. Number two, we demand immediate release per ICJ Diola case 2010. Number three, launch a parliamentary inquiry into Vienna Convention breaches. Number four, end diplomatic cover violating erga omnes human rights obligations.
The American Veterans of Igbo Descent equally demanded that UK should intensify effort for the release of Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes, so guys, you heard what this man said. His name is called Onya. So this man is an IPOB member. He has said that British, their silence is making them complicit to, Kanu's detention. Because they are suspecting the British, because as a British citizen, which Kanu is, they are supposed to, is in fact it's their duty, to actually, is their duty to look for Kanu, even investigate why Nigerian government are keeping him in detention. So guys, we actually have we have some guests who will come and speak up and tell me what they feel about this. And then if you want to actually join and share your thoughts with us here, click on the link under the comment section and join us. So now I don't know if you guys can hear me. Okay, guys, let's move on. So as I was saying, there are some lawyers, not just the British government, there are some lawyers that are, that deliberately kept Kanu there. And number one person that we know, in fact, the world already knows that this one, because he was the then lawyer of Mazen Kanu, was Mike. What did Mike do? Mike deliberately kept Kanu there because as a lawyer, he should know better. He should know better. There are some things you do, not just. Now, I'm going to talk about the case of Showere and Falana. Now, Falana, when they detained Showere, there was some certain step, Falana took to make sure that they released, to make sure that, Showere's freedom was, sure. To make sure that so Showere was working, working freely without any disruption, guys. So you can see it. So, Mr. Pascal, I don't know if you're hearing me. Please, if you can hear me, let me know you can hear me. So now, Falana, he's a son, you guys know. So there are some step he took. He was in charge of Showere case when they detained Showere. He actually filed some, he actually did something to make sure that Showere was, freed. His freedom was, sure. Now, how about, when it came to Kanu's case, the lawyers, will I say the lawyers betrayed him? They did not do the important things they were supposed to do. They betrayed him when they discharged him. Now, like I always say, discharge means, that the case is no longer, the discharge means the case as framed before that court was over. No half measure, no wait small. The jail door opens immediately. But why is it that after they discharged him, they still kept Kanu there? Why is it that after they discharged him, they still kept Kanu there? DSS did not comply. Okay. Hello. Good evening, Mr. Pascal. Can you hear me? Please on your microphone. Whoa. Hello, can you hear me, Mr. Pascal? So, guys, as I was saying, when it comes to criminal cases, when they discharge criminals, according to they labeled Kanu a terrorist, and then they are using that fact as a terrorist, for his judgment. Now, the appellate court says the case cannot continue. The person goes free. The Constitution protects personal liberty. Section 35 says nobody should be detained except as the law clearly allows. When the legal basis, okay, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me, Mr. Pascal? Please on your microphone. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, like I said, we actually have a guest, that will want to, share his own thoughts on actually what's going on, the controversies surrounding Kanu's case. Honestly, that man is actually innocent. I don't know why they are keeping him there. Ignoring the real criminals, the real terrorists in Nigeria. They went after a man that is innocent. So since Nigerian government can actually rehabilitate criminals, I mean, these bad guys that carry AK-47 buying people, what is so hard? Like, why don't you, at least if you call Kanu a criminal, although you don't even have proof that this one is a criminal, how can somebody be in DSS custody for like going to 5 years now, guys, and nobody has come out to say this is what this man has done that makes him a criminal? This is what he has done. You can see that they're not keeping him there because he's a criminal. Hello, can you hear me, Mr. Pascal?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you for
Can you?
joining me in this live session. I'm actually glad to have you as my guest.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Uh,
So I was talking about Kanu, the lawyers that deliberately, will I say they deliberately kept him there because there were some things they were supposed to do. Although this lawyer, Kanu sacked him. Yeah, there are two lawyers that Kanu sacked. I don't know why he sacked them, but me, I believe that they failed him, they betrayed him before Aloy Ejimaka and others, started handling his case. Now, this man, according to what they said, that he did not do the things he was supposed to do, to secure Kanu's freedom, you know, to secure Kanu's freedom. They did not do what they were supposed to do. What they did was when appeal court discharged him, they went and started announcing to the public that he was discharged instead of doing some certain things to secure his freedom permanently. So I don't know. What can you say? Okay, what do you feel? Because they discharged Kanu, they discharged him, but some people are saying discharge is not acquitted, just like the Anthony General is saying discharge is not acquitted. So I want to get your point on that because which one is discharge is not acquitted? Because me, I feel there is no difference. Discharge means you're free. So why is it that Kanu is still being held in DSS custody? What can you say about that? Can you share your thoughts with us?
um, I greet everyone, and I'm happy to be here. So, well, firstly, I must say the Nigerian court is being controlled by the Nigerian government.
Okay.
The constitution is there for the masses, but it's not to be affected to the political level or the cabals. So, what am I saying? On October 13th, 2022,
Yes.
uh, Mike Ozekhome, which is the lead
Okay.
counsel of Mazin and Nikalo then, the lead counsel then after the court might have, you know, given Mazin and Nikalo verdict, the next day, which is the 14th, a news came up that the Attorney General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is also Nigerian Minister of Justice, that's Abubakar Malami, he came up and said that he is discharged but not acquitted, that they are looking into other issues, and then they came up with that he jumped bail. You know,
Hmm.
the fact still remains that once that discharge and acquitted came up, people were like perplexed. What is going on in Nigeria? You know,
Hmm.
if the Federal High Court, the Court of Appeal in Abuja, could rule a case and is discharged, why is the Attorney General coming up to say discharged but not acquitted?
Hmm.
You know, so it is a very big thing in Nigeria because there is nothing like the constitution. There is nothing like any legal thing in Nigeria. That law is not meant for the masses. It's not meant for them, the people that made it. It is meant for the masses. It's been limited. But the case of Mazin and the Kalu, bringing it down to the court, Mazin and the Kalu case is a high-profile case, a different thing altogether. It's bigger than the lawyers that are even in the court. It's bigger than
Hmm.
Ezekome. And Nigeria cannot use lawyers that doesn't have a dent somewhere, where they will be holding hands and say, if you don't do this for us, you know. So that is what happened. So Ezekome is trying to, shy away. He has done the needful, but Nigeria has the final say. I pity Nigerians because if we are looking at this our legal court as a remedy, to exercise our human rights and everything, we are wasting our time. And there is no lawyer that is with Nigeria or that is with Mazin and the Karo that can overdo. What I mean by overdo, most of them are afraid to stand their ground. We all in
Hmm.
Nigeria know how it is because it's only Mazin and the Karo that has the audacity, that has the power, spiritual and physically, to say Nigeria will not jail him. So other ones are just hiding behind a curtain, protecting their image, protecting what brings food to the table in the family, a lot of things. So
Hmm.
the fear, I don't think there is any court that is even this next adjoined court case, I don't think it's going to end up this year. It's not going to end up this year, you know. So the detention of Nnamdi Kanu is bigger than the lawyers behind the whole case, because Nnamdi Kanu is the bomb. What I mean by the bomb, he's the bomb. You know, they don't have anywhere, any loophole to hold him down. That is what happened when this man, Peter Obi, was coming out for election. They don't have any loophole to hold him down. You know, so they don't need anybody that doesn't have dent there. So all these lawyers that are coming up to defend Nnamdi Kanu, if like Nzakome case, Nzakome doesn't have anything to, you know, forge ahead apart
Okay.
from he has done what they did. So, and I'm still trying to come up with other points, but this is just an intro of what I have. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So now, what do you expect these people to do now? What do you expect them to do? Since the lawyers, the case is bigger than them, do you expect them to take this case abroad? Because many have been coming out saying that they should take this case, to an international court outside the country. What do you think? Do you expect them to do that? Because in Nigeria here, this is almost 5 years now, going to 5 years. Kanu has been coming out for trial, and then none can actually prove that this man is it. Like they're just dragging him to court every time, and then they'll still send him back to DSS custody every time. So, what do you think now will be better? Is it taking this court outside the country, or this case outside the country? What do you think?
Taking it outside the country is the next step, and is a big deal. It's a very good thing for them to do. But Nigeria can pay anybody. If I give you an overview of what is happening in Finland with Simon Ekpa, you know that Nigeria can pay anybody. That is why they are borrowing money left and right, up and down. They don't have, they have the bulky money to give anybody. So Nnamdi Kanu is a crackhead here that has refused both their offers and everything. So that is why that man will not come out there, except by God's intervention. And the issue of this Biafra issue, we cannot get it through any democratical means. We cannot get it through any, legal means. Because I've not seen where freedom is living under democratic, what do you call it? Democratic ground, or maybe through legal way. It is being done by force. So what Nnamdi Kanu and his team of lawyers and everything are doing is just to obey the legal rule of law, and they obey the constitution, so that once there's the next time it will get to, it'll be like, once they are taking their actions, whether legal or illegal actions, if there is if people ask why I say we have done everything and it's not working, so this is the next level. So just that there is what we call in Igbo language, that's what we call ofonogun. That's for someone to have fast recourse towards something. In case if people are coming to ask him why you are doing this, have you done this? Say, yes, I've done this. Have you done this? Yes, I've done this. So if they should take it to international courts abroad, it's going to go a long way, and it's going to bring out the leg of Nigeria and all these cabals. So it will be hard for them to go there, but that will be where they will expose the whole truth. That is where look at what is happening, all the sanctions and everything. The ones that are doing nationally, international within Nigeria, is bringing out the leg of Nigeria. If Canada could tag Nigeria, APC and PDP party terrorist group, just imagine what will happen if they drag these people to court abroad. And look at what the case of Simon Ekpa is in there. Nigeria paid a lot of people, paid police people, paid people that don't even know what happened in Nigeria to come out there and testify against that man. At the end, they don't have any concrete evidence. All the money they wasted on those things are zero. So the same thing is what they would do. Pay a lot of people, pay a lot of foreigners, they have the money. They borrow a lot of money, they have the money in stock to pay anybody. So, but it's just that an average Nigerian, I don't know, but we are realizing it small, little by little. This country is dead already. country is dead already. Nnamdi Kanu is just giving them time. That is what I understand. He's just giving them time, let them exercise their prowess and everything. When the time comes, he knows what to do.
Okay. So for me, I feel I like what you said actually, but I feel because what Nigerian government did actually violated international treaties that Nigerian government signed. So I'm just wondering why they have not even, sanctioned Nigerian government for going ahead to detain Mazen and the Kanu. Because I feel that if Kanu was a terrorist, they will not go through the back, or they will not secretly adopt him. So I was wondering why, this UK, they have not sanctioned Nigeria yet, or any officials involved in that, even Kenya. So what do you think about that? Is it because some people are saying that, that UK, they are benefiting from, they don't want to annoy Nigerian government because of the oil or what they are benefiting from. Do you actually believe that? Because I'm surprised that, they are just silent. Even what Nigerian government did, they are silent. What do you think?
Um, like I told you, they have the money bag. You understand? Nigeria controls the media. Nigeria controls everybody around. You understand?
Hmm.
So but it's just that it's just that the spirit behind this man, Mazen Kanu and the Biafra is something else. It's a force that they cannot contend with. You know. So the only thing there is you can't just sanction a country like that, especially a country that you are benefiting more. You
Hmm.
know, so they can't come up and sanction a country like that, especially Nigeria, which is tagged the giant of Africa. I don't know where they got that name from. You know, so they cannot just sanction Nigeria like that. But it's just that as the time goes on, because as I'm talking to you, Tinubu is the current, he's the current chairman of ECOWAS. I think so.
I,
Is it ECOWAS? So he is the money bag. So the issue of Mazen Adekal is even bigger than Tinubu. It's bigger than Tinubu. Why I say it's bigger than
okay.
Tinubu is because go back and spit something out right now. I don't know if we have the time to do it. See, the owner of Nigeria is the owners of Nigeria are Britain.
Okay.
Britain are the owners of Nigeria right from the onset. We are still under colony. You
Hmm.
know, we are still under colony, and just blindfolded by this Mickey Mouse freedom, something like that. The people that are taking care of their company is all these cabals. Now, if there is somebody that is like me as a CEO of a company, and I
Okay.
have a manager in the company, and there is one worker that is misbehaving, maybe because the company is not doing well, he's supposed to do this and that, like a worker, a makeup, a worker, or maybe a high profile worker is doing something to, set some people free. I will not, as the CEO, will not go directly to the worker, to the employee. And I will go directly to my manager. Say, why are you doing this? What is happening? The manager will be the one. He's not operating in his power. But in the eyes of the employee, he's working on the power. He feels that the power is the manager. The same thing with Nigeria. So Mazen Kanu, the fight of Mazen Kanu is for which pretend. But what is doing just in Nigeria is just to illegally clear off the eyes of some, and also to tell Nigerians, to tell us that in quest of freedom, if we go back to history, it is not being gained through legal way. It is not being
Hmm.
gained through democracy. All the history ways of it is not even, especially when it comes to freedom of Africa or freedom of the blacks. It is not being done legally. It is not being done democratically. It is not being done with any. It's being done forcefully and consistent protest, and So I don't know why all these things are that. People are now saying it that you cannot get Biafra legally. You cannot get Biafra
Hmm.
legally. All these legal things, just let Mazen Kanu be free. You
So
can't
what
get
other
this thing
way?
legally. The only way is to, play the whole tape to them, involve the international body, and then put things in place. Let them see it as it is, that these people want to go. Because even if we go today, there must still be squabble. There must be stable. They would like to shake and see, you know. But it's just that Britain is behind the curtain doing all these things. That is when, if you, when I was in the university days, I used to listen to most of this man's broadcast. Why I normally listen to his broadcast is speeches and talks about history, and I like the man is so learned. I like to listen to him, not because of the agitation of it. At least there are a lot of things I learned from him, a lot. He was emphasizing on the British Prime Minister in Nigeria, which later, I think she was removed from Nigeria, Miss Katrina Lang. I think that's her name, former British Prime Commissioner. So the heat was on her much. The heat was on her. That was why she left Nigeria, and then they changed her. I think so, yeah. So Britain is behind the curtain controlling all these men. They have to hold this man down so that they will not disturb their company, like the Niger Republic, which is Nigeria. So that's the basic it. All this this is just the basic, because if you should go back to the history of Britain, you know that Britain are invaders right from the onset. At the olden times of Egyptian exploits, the land of Kemet, when the Spanish and the Britain, all these ones, they are going there to exploit. Once they are coming back, bro, the French, Britain will, ambush them on the way, attack them and take some and go. They will not go directly and contact and do their own. They will use somebody. So when it comes to the exploitation of Africa, all these men, they see that if they come into Africa, they will start fighting against themselves again. So they have to sit down on Berlin and share Africa amicably so that they will not fight. So now that is why if you look at what is happening in this man, Brian Traore country, all these men are rising up to take what belongs to them, kicking the Frenchies out. Frenchies had, I think they have enormous land area in Africa. They have Burkina Faso, Mali, I think, and Niger. So those ones are pushing them out, and they are crying. Now the owners of Nigeria, they have to double down. See, they came. They have to double down. Oh, they do it indirectly. They do it through our presidents. They do it through those cabals. That is how they do it. They don't come directly. So the case of Nnamdi Kanu's is a high-profile case. We should stop looking at it in the level of Nigeria. Behind the curtain is Britain. If they will tell them to be smoothing the case so that it will be lingering. That's by the way anyway. But I believe that God will intervene. That is my own case. God will intervene, and all these lawyers that are coming up to defend Nnamdi Kanu and do all the things. Some of them, they normally receive threats, but they will not tell you. Nigeria threatens them. Yes. Nigeria threatens them in one way or the other, but they will not tell you. Look at Ozekhome defending himself. The whistleblower, which is all these journalists, they knew they are painting him, trying to paint him. They want to push him to frustration, but the man is intelligent. They don't have to blame him. You don't have to blame him. He's a human being. Nobody is a diehard like Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody. It's rare for you to see someone, like Nnamdi Kanu. And another person I admire again in this country is Sowore. Sometimes he do talk about, that this case is baseless. I've seen him. He's a stand-up guy. And, he knows what he's doing actually. For himself, he wants this country to go back to regionalism. For that Sowore, he wants this country to go back to regionalism, which was why which was the fight of Ojukwu at the Berea Accord. After independence, they had to come and they agreed to go back to regionalism. But the
Okay.
people that don't want to leave Nigeria use the back door again to deceive his friend. I think is it Gowon? Yeah, it was still the Britain that put the
It was
confusion.
yes.
They put the confusion, and then how these people can yield. These our brothers in the southwest, can yield to those things. So that they can be able to still take what belongs to them from afar. It was still the BBC, the British radio channel, whatever, that first of all, when Ojukwu declared the sovereign state of Biafra, since Gowon couldn't do his own, it was BBC countered it, coined it to what they want, and said that they declared the war against Nigeria, which Ojukwu didn't do. Ojukwu only declared the state of Biafra, still under Nigeria, but they say he declared war. So a lot of things happened. Britain was playing chess with Nigeria until, Nnamdi Kanu came up after the whole thing. All this chaos that is happening in Africa is as a result of our colonials. They are doing it to distort us, for us to focus on insecurity while they are doing their thing. Look at Burkina Faso. They double down on terrorism. That country now is kind of safe. Drones flying everywhere in their borders. Do you know how many foreigners they have arrested that come to cause chaos in their country? They have seized weapons, even truckloads of weapons that they smuggle into the country. They seized it. They have to add it up to their own armory and use it to fight against them. On a specific, how many months they cleared off the whole thing. Which made this, it affected America, it affected all of them. They are benefiting from the terrorism happening in Africa, especially Nigeria. Nigeria is deteriorated completely because the terrorism have infiltrated our security forces. So it is not what we can fight. It's not left for Fulani people to fight the Fulani people in the bush. They have infiltrated our armed forces. It's too late. That is why we are crying so hard for us to. So some people are not looking at this country politically. We're not practicing democracy in Nigeria. We're not practicing democracy in Nigeria, a lot of things. So you don't blame the lawyer that is trying to, reaffirm his dignity and this thing. You don't blame him. When someone is discharged, it means freedom. It's not a pending notice. If legally, that Nnamdi Kanu is supposed to be freed since 2022. So they intentionally do it to, obey their masters. So that's it.
Okay. So somebody said something which I want to share. He said the third thing is people from the southeast and south are the same people pulling strings from from him for him to be detained. Okay, because this person is actually making sense. Because in the southeast, I feel the southeast governors are quiet. I don't know if they are scared, just like the same thing you said, that they might even threaten them if they speak up. So I don't know if they are scared because they are quiet. When you look at Soludo saying that, saying he's not even, he said that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not stop insecurity in Nigeria. Is he trying to say that Kanu should remain there? And then he also said that that 90 they have caught 100 criminals and 99.9% are Igbos. Even when in Anambra State, you still see Fulani men kidnapping and buying people. So now, I feel Southeast leaders are not even pushing for his release. These are people that are supposed to be, be there at the front line pushing for Kanu's release. It's now people like Showere that is, pushing for his release, coming out openly to talk without being scared of what will happen. So what do you think? Do you think these Southeast leaders are, will I say they are scared, or they are against Kanu, or they are benefiting, for personal gains and all of that? What do you think about that?
From my own perspective, I'm saying that everybody, see, all these politicians, they have dents. So they cannot just come out and then carry up something. You know, like I told you, insecurity in Nigeria is not caused by Nnamdi Kanu. Insecurity in this country is not caused by the eastern region. You know, these people cannot come out and speak up. Why do I say so? Because one, everybody wants to be in a politician. Their dream is to be a politician. Their dream is to get their own court. They are being selfish about politics. They don't care. If an average Anambra man or Abia State man or whatever thinks that the governor cares about him, I think it's a waste of time. Okay, I was, walking around to get something today, and someone was like, that this people, they said these people they share money, this that, where they were doing their local election, blah blah. That they hasn't even know that he will go and collect money from that party. I was like, you see, they know that what we want is to share that money, and once they come up there, they have to recover it. So they don't have time. They want to, get their own, exert their own power. And moreover, all these governors, all of them, they don't, their hands are not clean. Everybody will know with P2B. P2B, from the look of things, the time he was in campaign, he would tell us to go and verify. No governor will come out and tell you to go and verify that he is clean. They have been put there through their party, especially all these APC. But their governors don't give a damn, even if they are in the East, don't care. Because any bomb, they are going to be hunted down. That is it. They are going to be hunted down and dealt with. So they are just, let me say, they are cowards. Yeah. Even me, I don't have that courage. If I'm the governor today, I'm saying from my own perspective. If I'm the governor today, Nnamdi Kanu is there. The only thing I'll be doing is to make sure I mind my business. Because no, everybody will not be a diehard like Nnamdi Kanu. So the only thing there is, if they will come up today and say that whether I do this or this, I will still die. Whether I didn't do anything, I will still die. So let us die once. All the Eastern governors will come together, which I believe they will not do it. Will not happen. And then move and with one voice and say, this is what we want. We want this man to be released. And as the governor of Anambra said, the release of Nnamdi Kanu will not stop insecurity, because insecurity has infiltrated the armed forces of Nigeria. The security in Nigeria has infiltrated it up to 70%. So all these barracks, these terrorists are infiltrating the north. Is it Nnamdi Kanu that did that one? All these Boko Haram, they will come into a full barrack that is equipped with armory, defeat the whole soldiers there, take away their trucks. What are we talking about? Now, the governor of Anambra State is saying that 99.9% of what is happening here in Anambra State is as a result of that the Igbos are the ones involved. Now, let's look at this. The time that Nnamdi Kanu was saying that Fulani people, they will come into our land, meet our chiefs, give them enough amount of money. The chiefs will give them land where they will settle. There was a time he was broadcasting about that. Now, do you know that because of the level of poverty in Nigeria, these men, they could still come and buy up our boys, give them an enormous amount of money and cost men. Yes, I'm not a security personnel, but I'm thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
If they can do it to our chiefs, then when they were coming up with their Ruga and everything, they were collecting money, giving them land, enormous land, where they will settle. They can still do it to all these boys. And they will collect money and come and do, cause chaos, cause problem, expose their land because of money. So they're not thinking of that way. The only thing that Nigeria is not stable, just that everything has been deteriorated and it's going to become worse. It's going to become worse. So, oh no, there's no all these governors. They can't come up and speak. They can't come up. It's like governor of Imo State come up and say that okay, the other time he was saying that most of the things that were happening in Imo State that those days were done by foreigners. No more IPOB. I think there was a time he said it. You know, it was he changed his narrative
Yes, he said
because
they were
of
not
what
headers.
that they were not no more IPO. There is no IPOB. That it's that when he find out that that they are foreigners, that most of them are not they are Fulanese and all that thing. I think that's what the governor of Imo State said. I think sometime earlier this year. Now the governor of Anambra is saying that 99.9% is Igbos. Don't you see the contradiction there? Maybe in the near future he will still come out and say that those things were a lie. That it was 99% of foreigners. You know. So all these things are just to protect their political ambition. Go and write it somewhere.
Yes.
These men are selfish. What they want is to protect their political ambition, and that is it. Their children are abroad. They are everything, and their investment, most of their investment are abroad. So they don't care. They want to get their own, and then whatever what Nigeria want to offer, they don't care. Whether they are working on, okay, it's like a governor is building a road and building bridge, and people are hailing that governor. I'm not saying, yeah, there are governors that don't care about their road, but a governor that is building road, at least these are the kind of fundamental, like parents giving birth to their children, feeding them is natural thing. Is one of the what I say conventional things they have to do. You don't have to help them. And if a governor is being held, maybe a governor empowered 50 youths or 100 youths every year. We are seeing it, and those guys are making. Yeah, we say this man is doing his work. For a governor, for a governor to build road, I don't have to help him. It's not what he's supposed to do with allocation he got. You know, what he's supposed to do with whatever revenue he's generating from the state. I don't have to help him. He's working. Is he working? He's working what normal is supposed to work. You know, other people are okay. What happened to dredging of the rivers? What happened to other things that are supposed to do, bringing seaports into the eastern region, building international airports? You know, those things are what mega. Things that are supposed to be done in this country. Then I will help them. So these men are on their own pocket. They can never go about Masan. They can. They want them to be hanged. They will be hanged now. Yeah, everybody is being afraid of.
Might even
See,
sack
Masan,
them.
yes, now they can be. They can. Okay, look at what happened in Imo State during the last, where number 4 becomes number 1. They have the court is theirs. The court
And
is their own.
the current CJN is the person that delivered that judgment.
Okay, you see. So they have not given us the detail why number 4 becomes not even number 3, number 4 becomes number 1. It will show you that they can do it. If you misbehave, they can just declare your state. Okay, look at what happened in Rivers State. Wike, because he has a federal power, he was disturbing someone that win election in Rivers State because of God Faraday's system. You know, the man said, "Allow me to do my job as a governor." He said, "No, you must." As if a single man is coming out and say Rivers State is his own. Like we are operating on a system of, I don't know, maybe a gangster system, whereby I'm the chief gang. You know? So, like play, they declared him, they get the man down from the seat. That was last year. And then declared him River State, state of emergency. And blah, 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 everything was going. What was the problem? A fight between someone at the federal power and the man at the state power, the state level. Because we have to succumb that he is the godfather. Look at the country we are.
Full of
You see,
drama.
so a lot of drama. So my dear, the system of the eastern governors coming out they don't have that power. They don't have that power. Nobody can push that. They might be secretly doing one or two things, but they don't have that power to come out and even if if someone, any person that is supposed to be top, that are supposed to come out there fully, is supposed to be Ojus Okalo, the former governor of Abia State. He's one
Okay.
of the staunch men. Those are the people that even are the ones that are supposed to come out first. And they're not going anywhere. Nnamdi Kanu is from Abia State. Yeah. So for all these people not to move, it's not about coming together. These men are cowards. They can't bear it. It will affect their political ambition and their political career. So that is the whole thing there.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So I've heard what you said. So let somebody says something. This person said regionalism is the best for both. Our people didn't actually finish consulting each other before submitting. So some people are saying that division is the only thing that can, stop insecurity. In fact, division is because right now everybody wants to divide, even ourselves. They want to be on their own. Nobody wants one Nigeria again because it has only been violence and chaos. So, if I got to you, said regionalism is the best. I'm talking to you, Mr. Pascal. You said regionalism is, even what Shawari wants. Even okay, if Peter Obi
Yeah.
now emerge as the president in 2027, do you think he's going to release Kano, and then is he going to, of course he's going to treat Igbos right, and that is what, is that because Mazen Kano said that he's already dead, the only thing that can resurrect him is Biafra. So do you think now that Kano will comply with this regionalism of a thing? Even Shawore, he said it once he becomes the president of Nigeria, that you come down to the east, and actually beg them for what happened during that Biafra genocide, and then do the right thing, treat them like one. Do you think because regionalism is going to, like, let me know what you think.
Regionalism, Mazen Kanu will not agree on regionalism because according to him, from his statement, said that we
Hmm.
have crossed the Rubicon. You know, we have lost a lot of. He himself has lost a lot of things, and Igbos have lost a lot of things during this struggle. And on the second word, Peter Obi will not get on that seat. I'm not saying it because I'm praying that he will not get politically, democratically, Peter Obi will not start on that place. I'm saying it with my full chest. Peter Obi cannot
Why
win
do you
any
think
election in
so?
Nigeria. Why I say so?
Yes,
Okay,
because everybody
it
at
has
his
been
back, even the
it has been from the
boss back.
yeah. There was a broadcast of Mazen Carlo that I watched earlier this year when the great grandson of Osman Danfodio was he's learned. He was being uh, he was being I think there was a BBC journalist was interviewing him. So he was complaining about the Igbos, how they come out to dominate everywhere, this, that. And they were asking him, how did they dominate? He was a man was saying, I'm still recalling his name. He was saying that if the white man gives an Igbo man a job in a local area, before you know it, that Igbo man will become a head. The Igbo man is spearheading in every sector. So Mazen Kala was explaining that scenario whereby that man said that instead of an Igbo man to come up and become a head of anything, that they will even employ missionaries to do so. And even
Hmm.
if they want to, yeah, I'm trying to recall that man's name. These people, these Fulanese, they look up to that man as their founding father. You know, uh, I'm trying to recall his name. So they will employ a missionary to do so. They can even go to the extent of, even if they allow anybody from the southwest, that person will be under a contract. When you're under contract, there will be an agreement and the terms and condition. So that same hand is what they have been holding to date. And if you look at every sector in Nigeria, both the military and everything, it's hardly you see an Easterner be a chief general. Okay, like the chief justice of the federation is not an Igbo person, it's not Easterner. Military, police, all these sectors, even from my own best knowledge, Even all this custom head, they're not. You could see them there. You know, during the time of good luck, when the good luck entered the seat, good luck could not shake his head. He was even doing most of his work in the north. Until he narrowly stepped down from the seat. So you see, Peter B cannot. What he's doing himself, he might end up having an issue. I pray that man, they will not deal with him. They'll be laughing, and then like at the back they'll be looking at him as a foreigner. So what he's doing, his Igbos are the ones that are projecting one Nigeria, living it in their lives. But these people, they know that we are not one. So coming down to regionalism is the best thing that will happen to Nigeria. But when Biafrans came up with regionalism, it resulted to a civil war. So if they should come down to do regionalism, they will first of all come to apologize, to us for killing more than 5 million people here. So that is the thing there. And Nnamdi Kanu will not agree to that. Biafrans will not, because what we are going for now is the sovereign state of Biafra, a country, not a regional section anymore. So, and everybody wants to divide now. Not, of course, I'm watching most of their news. Everybody wants to go their separate ways, because the terrorism has gotten to the whole region. So they believe that regionalism will be the best way to this, to bring down this terrorism attack and then for the economic to grow. But the owners of this company in Nigeria, would they allow that? They are still behind the curtain watching. They will double down on the terrorism. Yeah, they will double down on the terrorism and the rest of it. So let us not be looking at the regionalism. Yeah, regionalism is good. It will boost the economy because we'll be in competition of economy. Look at what in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. What they are doing is they are competing with the economy. When you're in competition, your best comes out. People are looking at the best, But when you are together in a class, nobody is competing. Every day, everybody is saying what result. Every day, everybody is agreeing what result. Even during the time of this regional whatever, bringing all of us together, they didn't bring us to the table to agree with them because they know that Igbo man is a businessman. He does things with terms and condition and agreement, so he's not easily swayed. So that was why they focused on the north, and then using Fulani to infiltrate the north, because northern people, they still have sense of reasoning, but they are too porous to, especially if you are in the same region and speaking their language and everything. So they feel that you are their brother. So that is why it was easy for these bandits to infiltrate the north and then intermarry, a lot of things. And
Okay.
since then, it has been like that.
Right on, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, since then, it has been
Okay,
like
can you
that
hear
on
me?
and on. Yeah, I can hear you. Carry on.
Okay. I've heard what you said. That's first point you said. You said that okay, you're trying to say that Nigeria has an Igbo problem, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Because Showore
Eastern
came
cannot
out to
get
say.
that. And Eastern cannot come up to that.
So there was something Go on said, because even up to now, I'm still confused. Go on. So you guys know that Go on and Ojuku, went to Aburi for this regionalism of a thing, because Igbos, they were killing Igbos in the north. So they went to make peace. And then after they came back, Go on upturned it. That caused the Biafran war that happened. So now later, I think it was this year, Gowon said that he killed the Igbos. That the only option he had was to buy the Igbos at that point, because he said he buy the Igbos to unite Nigeria. I'm wondering, Why would somebody say he buy the Igbos to unite Nigeria? Because I don't actually understand, what he said. I'm actually looking. I want you to like clarify me, because how can you buy someone and you're uniting Nigeria as if Igbo is not a tribe in Nigeria, or is not part of Nigeria, treating them as foreigners?
He was not acting on his own power. See, Gowon then was like he's a young guy, vibrant guy, then a youth. Had it been he was at this age then, there would have been a kind of dribble of words, before the war. But he's a vibrant guy that's full of power then. He wasn't under his own control. Everything was orchestrated by these our invaders, these British people. They are the ones that we aspire, because the media was controlled by BBC then. There's all these media houses that came up now. It was only BBC. So no voice was heard from the eastern region. So then they declared, when BBC announced that Biafra declared war, they don't hear from us. They don't hear anything from us. But just that if you want to, take advantage of a country or a people, first of all, what you have to do, maybe you want to take their resources. What you have to do is, first of all, you have to attack their population, maybe deteriorate their population. So Gowon was used. Gowon was used to make sure that their intention for that war was not even to for it to linger to 3 years. The intention of that
I
war was
think
to make sure.
that I saying Britain
Hello?
used go on.
Yes, to say why will I do this to my brothers in Africa? Because Africans, be it Igbo, we are all brothers. Why will I do this to this? So he have to make sure he exercises military power then. How will he unite Nigeria to claim this set of people to the extent of almost 70, let me say 30 to 40% of the population? He's already about to wipe out Eastern region.
Hmm.
It's not like you bring out some group of people and kill them. Do you know what it means to carry a group of people, young men, tie them and open up a machine gun and shoot all of them down, burning their houses and then doing everything? Okay, had it been that Biafrans didn't stand to fight even a little, they would just use machine gun and wipe everybody off. So the intention was to wipe, not even to fight. But they were taken as aback by they were perplexed how these people, because when you push an Igbo man to the wall, what you see, because he will devise a means to defend himself. So these people, they have now to defend themselves. We have to defend ourselves. We didn't even literally fight. It's defense. Okay, the whole thing started with the misconception of coup from up to down. Before I know it, they were saying that the Igbos are the one that caused the coup, which was later clarified. Is it this year with the book this man wrote, that he was able? That was the orchestration of why people were even being killed in the north, causing problem, that it was the Igbos that caused the coup and a lot of things. Now, after the whole resolution, they have to go and do for peace, so that they know that we cannot bind together. So the Britain have seen that the orchestration of this chaos didn't work with the coup maneuver. So they now have to come down and attack the Aburi Accord agreement. So Gowon is just a tool. He himself knows, but he's still alive, I believe so. He will still come up one day and say the truth.
Confess.
Yeah, he will still come up once, because there is no how the millions of people that will die, they didn't die for nothing. Their spirits are still flying everywhere. Their spirits are still in the land. So he will come out and say the real truth behind the whole thing one day. So he didn't operate on his own prowess. He didn't just come up and say. He himself, he was the one with Gowon Ojukwu. They went to Aburi. He's the best friend of Ojukwu. Very good friend. Very good friend of Ojukwu. So what happened when they came down to Nigeria? All of a sudden, your friend is now controlling the battalion, fighting and killing your people. You see that something bigger than him affected him. Yeah, so that is the whole thing there.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much, Engineer Pascal, for joining me. Thank you for thank you for your time. Thank you so much. I also love to have you guys next time.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
We have the
Marco, you have something to say?
Yeah, everybody is supposed to be acquainted with a little knowledge of what is happening here and there, and also put in some reasoning, because this time around, these men are well equipped to put the whole masses in confusion, using a
Okay.
lot of things to distract us and all that. So we have to make sure we are. I don't have the total knowledge and the pattern, but at least things that are happening are making me to learn more things, so that I will know where I stand in this country. So, but all the guys, I'm happy to be here, though sometimes I might be.
Thank you so much for having your time this night. Thank you so much.
All right,
Okay, so
I
guys.
appreciate
Okay, so guys, Nnamdi Kanu will be in court 10th October. Everybody knows how this case will go. Just like they have said, the lawyers actually, according to what Pascal said, and it's actually true, the lawyers are bigger than this case. They are, Nigerian government, even if they take this case, outside Nigeria, it will still be the same way. For me, I feel it should still be the same, delay and everything, because there's nothing Nigerian government cannot use money and do. There is nothing. For British to be silent, for UK to be silent, even up to now, they can do anything. Even the fact that Nigerian government went against the law, but they're acting as if they have done nothing. It's as if they have done nothing. It's as I just at times I will not just understand, but the truth is they have worked everything. In fact, for them to go ahead, let me now tell you, for them to go ahead at first to kidnap Kanu, they have already made their plans, worked out everything before it happened. Everything has been planned out, everything has been settled. That is why you see Kanu is still in detention, even when no civilian, no soldier has come out to say this man has done this thing. So changing lawyers or changing judges that are presiding over Kanu's case will not still, solve any problem. They actually Kanu recused Binta Nyako. Now, what are we seeing under Justice Omotosho? When Justice Omotosho came up, every time he was going to court, like joke, adjournment started 1 month, 2 months. Now, Kanu was in court 18th July this year. They adjourned it to 10th October. This 10th October, probably, like he's certain, they might still adjourn it to next 4 months or 2 months, because they already know. Justice James Omotosho knows how he's just acting drama. He knows how this thing will end. He already know how it will end. That is just game. He's just acting Nollywood for us here, dragging Kanu to court. For me, I just feel that it's only God that can intervene in Kanu's case. It's only God that can intervene and bring him out of that place. So, guys, let me know what you think about this on the comment section. Once again, thank you, Engineer Pascal, for joining me. Staying from the beginning of this live to the end. Thank you for joining me. So, guys, let me know what you think about this under the comment section. I can't wait for 10th October, because the lawyers have said if they don't release Kanu on the 10th of October, because on 10th of October, we expect Justice James Omotosho to rule on what is called no case submission. No case submission. So now, whatever happens, the lawyers said that they will start defense. Probably they might bring witnesses outside Nigeria to come and prove Kanu's innocence. I cannot wait for that day. So guys, drop your thoughts under the comment section. I've come to the end of this live section. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night rest.